Hello everyone, this is L5 and welcome to the Korean Mattel toy review. And today we'll be looking at the 2011 release by Mattel of the DC Universe Classics action figure review. And today's video is a part 1 video. We'll be looking at the DC Universe Classics Fates Intertwined 2-pack, and we'll be focusing our review on Hawkgirl. Now I got this tray from a toy department store near my work area for 169 ringgit and 90 cents, which is a bit more pricier compared to a single carded DC Universe Classics figure, which being sold for 79 ringgit and 90 cents, which is, well, counting the both of them, they are about 5 ringgit more expensive compared to the single carded ones. Now, what's funny about this 2-pack is that this was originally released in the US in 2010, late 2010. We only get this 2-pack in toy department store about 2 months ago. Yes, we have to wait about 5 months later to actually get this 2-pack, and for Mattel Malaysia it's rather too slow. Now let's take a look at the front part packaging itself. We're just only focusing on the figure inside, only on Hawkgirl. Now inside the packaging we got Hawkgirl there. The figure has been posed in a dynamic pose, which is typical for all Mattel packaging for the DC Universe Classics. So I just hope to God that none of the limbs there or at the bottom section of the legs or the wings are all warped thanks to the inside packaging. Now she's holding her mace and her small little dagger. Her pair of wings is at the back, very nice. And at the background of the image of the packaging itself is nothing really spectacular. A lot of, well, lining effects at the back. And no, there is no body parts hidden under the box itself. This is just a normal 2-pack figures. Now on the side here we have images of Green Lantern, Firestorm, Batman, Wonder Woman. Very nice, all the images are here. And in this section we have a nice little image of Hawkgirl. In the biography there stated, during ancient Egypt's 15th dynasty, Princess Jaira and her beloved Prince Khufu discovered a young Tanagarian spacecraft. After their murder, the couple's exposure to the ship's anti-gravity Mattel has destined them to be reincarnated through the ages and fight alongside the Justice Society of America. Very nice. At the bottom, there's her statistics. First appearance, Flash Comics #1, January 1940 as Shiera. All-Star Comics #5, issue #5, June 1941 as Hawkgirl. Real name, Shiera Sanders Hall. Occupation, journalist, hero. Base of occupations, New York City. Special abilities, wing maneuver flight enabled by anti-gravity Mattel. Wields a variety of ancient weapons, expert hand-to-hand combatant. Very nice. So, without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest her. Be right back. And we're back after removing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from the packaging. Now, Hawkgirl actually comes with 3 accessories: a dagger, mace, and a spear, which the spear is hidden underneath the packaging. I'm not too sure why they actually do that. It's kind of hilarious actually, and not show the spear right out in the window itself. Now let's take a close look at the accessories. We'll start off with the dagger here. Now the dagger is made of a dark grey plastic material, as you can see here, and there's a little bit of paint job going on. As you can see at the hilt, that is painted in silver on the rivets and in the middle portion as well. The handle is painted in dark brown. Now you can see the mold of the dagger is very nicely done with the small little details there, especially on the scratches of the blade. Very nice. Now what's interesting is that in this portion here, there's the word embedded there that reads China. Typical for DC Universe Classics, they always put the word China on all the accessories, making it look, well, kinda weird, and it's not really appropriate to have the word embedded there, especially the word is so large. The details of the hilt is actually quite nice. Simplistic but nice. Then we have her signature weapon, which is the mace. Now the mace is not painted at all, it's just pure plastic color, dark grey and dark brown, 2 different pieces. Now, as I mentioned before, The camera is out of focus. As I mentioned before, there's the word China embedded there. As you can see, there's a lot of nice scarring throughout the mace itself. Nice little spikes there. You got the handle down, very nice. And at the bottom section of the handle, you've got the strap. Now, if you don't want Hawkgirl to wield the mace with holding the handle, you can always slip this strap by going through the fingers itself. Very nice. Then we have her spear, also made of a dark grey plastic color, as you can see that. It's really hard to pick up the details. Let's try again. Yes, as you can see the details of the spearhead, very nice. And also at the edges of the blade itself, there's a little bit of scarring. Really nice details on the spearhead. On this portion here, the strap is painted in dark brown. The entire thing is made of a dark grey plastic material, as you can see here. Very nice. Now, Hawkgirl can actually wield all the weapons. However, the left hand is kind of picky on which particular weapons that it wants to wield. Specifically on the spear, the left hand can't actually hold the mace or the dagger. The right hand barely able to. Now, let's take a look at the figure's paint job. As you can see, Hawkgirl's paint job is absolutely stunning. There's a lot of colors there. You got dark green, red, yellow, orange, flesh tone skin there, gray going on. That's a lot of nice colors. Half of those colors are not even painted at all. That's pure plastic color. Now let's take a close look on the paint job, starting with the head. I really love the head paint job. They are very nice. The entire head is actually made of a yellow plastic material. Yes, they actually use a yellow plastic material similar as the torso here and painted the whole entire head. However, the back portion of the head here, we have the hair, the red hair, that's not painted at all. That's pure plastic color. There's a secondary piece that actually attached to the back portion of the head. Top portion of the head is nicely done with the paint job and a little bit of shading. The inside of the mask itself is painted in black. The eyes are painted in white. The ears is painted with the flesh tone skin. Earrings are painted in white. The exposed face here is painted with the flesh tone skin, and also her lipstick is painted in red. Very nice. Now the neck and the collarbone here, or the chest area here, is painted in flesh tone skin. So does each side of the armpit here. The tank top that she's wearing, that attached all the way to the abdomen area, is not painted at all. That's pure plastic color. The arms, however, despite that it's not painted, there's actually a little bit of shading going on. There's a little bit of shading to the muscles itself. So it's actually not bad actually with the paint job. This one is not as much shading compared to the right side of the arm. Now the crotch area, the belt is painted in yellow. And at the belt buckle here, you got a red background with a smaller logo that's shaped like a hawk. However, the edges of the buckle itself is not really well painted. It's not smooth enough. It's it breaks apart quite a lot up from this point up to the top section there. The crotch area is not painted, it's pure plastic color. However, they painted onto the sides here. But you can see the paint job on the second lining, the second yellow line there, is not really well done. Cuts off a little bit at the edge there. So does on the other side. Now the entire pair of wings here is actually, there's a little bit shading, as you can see now. Very nicely done. It's made of a grey plastic material, but there's a bit of shading going on. The thighs and the knee there are not painted. That's pure green plastic material. However, this section of the upper section of the boots itself is painted in red with yellow linings. The bottom section of the boots here is pure red plastic material, but painted with the yellow linings there. Very nice. I really love the paint job. Well, at least I really love the colors there. She is very nicely done. Let's take a look at the figure's mold. Now, her body is actually a typical female DC Universe Classics body mold. That's why I really don't like the body mold, because the arms are rather thin, especially on the joints there, so it's rather fragile as well. As you can see, the one side of the right side of the arm here is bending outwards a little bit, thanks to the packaging. The head sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. I love the head sculpt there. Back portion of the head is quite detailed as well. As you can see, all the linings, curls, very nice. The side of the face itself, very nicely done. What I really love the most is the pair of wings. As you can obviously see here, the pair of wings are very detailed. As you can see, all the linings being shown for each individual feathers. Very nice, especially on the inside of the wings itself. Very nicely done. Now the torso, the abdomen, the arms, and the lower crotch area is nothing new. Here they added the belt itself. The thighs and the knees is nothing new. For the boots here, they added this boot mold, and for the boots, it's also nothing new there. But very nice, very nicely done with the mold. Let's take a look at the figure's articulation. Now this is where Hawkgirl really fail on the articulation, because you have a flying character. Her neck joint do not pivot upwards thanks to the back portion of the hair itself, and barely even pivot downwards either, or go side to side. You can turn the head left and right like so, or turn 360 degrees if you want to, because it's being hindered by the back portion of the hair. Now the torso here can pivot forward a little bit and a little bit backwards, depending on how you adjust the wings, because it's being hindered by the back portion of the wings itself. Now there's a waist joint which is kind of tight, but can turn 360 degrees, as you can see, like so. It's rather tight. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the shoulders up this high. Upper bicep turn 360 degrees. Elbow joint here bend this far, and wrist joint turn 360 degrees. Now hip joints here can move forward and to the sides and back a little bit. Lower thigh section, there's a swivel cut that turns 360 degrees, which is rather tight. And knee joint that bends this far. Ankle joint that bends down a little bit and up a little bit. And we have additional joints, which is the back portion of the wings, which can close up this far, or all the way on one side. You can see that. And spread the wings. There's also the articulation there to spread the wings all the way up this far, or all the way up that far. No one wants to do that. Now the figure's articulation is not all that great, thanks to the neck joint and the torso joint there, because you cannot do a very nice flight pose. But other than that, the figure is actually very nice in the sculpt itself. And some of the joints are really not bad, especially on the wings. The details are really nice. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, I say Hawkgirl is actually not bad. I really like Hawkgirl. It's a pity that you cannot pose the figure in a flight pose, considering that, well, you cannot tilt the head upwards. It's really a sad thing there. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, I say I'll give it still a 9 out of 10, because the details are great, especially the pair of wings there, and the colors are nice. So 9 out of 10 for Hawkgirl. And I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05, and I'm signing off.